Welcome to Off the Glass Sports. I'm your host, Frankie Blake. Thanks for joining us. Got a great show today. A member of my tight circle and has been for probably 45 years. Say hello to my man, Ricky Wallace. What's up, homie?
All right, how you doing today?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. Thanks for joining me. We're gonna have a great time today, man. We're gonna give the people what they want.
Okay.
Some of them want it, some of them don't. But we're gonna give it to them anyway.
Okay.
All right. So, real quick, we're gonna cover some things. I say we'll go back about 45 years. My first recollection of you is playing baseball, 8-10. I was playing for Coffee Cup. We were playing at Blunt Park, and you were playing with a team out of the North End with Coach. Tell me who that was.
Coach Booker.
Booker Washington.
Washington.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Had another guy, Neil. I forget Neil's name.
White dude.
Neil.
Yeah. Tony Malone brought him up when we talked. Yeah. So that was my first recollection, and that was in '67 or '68. Mm-hmm. I remember that because that's when I played for Coffee Cup. And then after that, clearly, your career took a different turn. Started playing football and hooping, and then we hooked back up in the summer league, playing for the Urban League Sting. Mm-hmm. Cephas was the coach. Right. The summer before my junior year, and then we hooked up. So I'm fast forward and going forward. So when we hook up, I come to Tech in 75, 76 year. You're a senior. I'm a junior. And for me, it was my first time being around somebody that was at that level, and not only basketball, it was just like the recruiting process. I remember the recruiting process, boxes of letters being in Coach Burns' office and all these things going on with college. So for me, it was like overwhelming, you know what I mean? Just being around in the media back then. Mm-hmm. What was that like for you?
It was a learning experience because it was a culture shock to me too, when getting all those letters and having to respond, to all the schools. Yeah. And a lot of times he would have them on his desk, and I wouldn't get them for weeks,
Yeah.
But I at the end of everything, I got them all and tried to respond to all of them.
Yeah. Well, see, it was probably new to him too. He hadn't probably been through that as well. Mm-hmm. He had nobody as high profile as you previous to you being there. I'm sure Tech had some high end athletes, but none at the national level that you were at. Mm-hmm. And so after that, and then while we're playing, let's talk about your senior year when I played with you, our only year together at Tech. It was people describe us differently in that. People say that I was very, I would talk a lot.
Boisterous?
Okay, that was mild, you put it nicely. I would talk a lot. People knew what I was thinking. People hear what I was saying. But what people don't realize, and what I'm going to tell them today, is that I learned a lot of it from you, but see, people didn't see you. When you were bent over on the free throw line and you had your hands on your shorts and you were bent over and you were telling somebody, you were in their ear, but you were whispering. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Real discreet. You know what I mean? You weren't as loud as I was. You know what I mean? Because I was a little more angry. You were under control, and you played that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You weren't really. I never saw you really lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One time, when you had fouled out of a game. And Coach Burns was fooling around. You just took the clipboard and said, listen, sit down. You guys do this. That's the most excited I've seen you.
The game at Cathedral.
Yeah. So that was, you really didn't do that. And so people were really like, yo, Spanky, man, you always out there talking junk and, this and that. And I was like, yo, why they don't say nothing to Rick? You know what I mean?
Well, I used to, like you say, I would get next to the player, like we're coming out for a jump ball, and someone would say, oh, I got him. Mm-hmm. And I'll look them up and down. So I'll ease over to where they was at, bend over, and I say, hey, I hope you packed a lunch because you in for a long night. It's
gonna be a long one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long night. You think you're gonna be able to guard me, buddy?
Hope your parents are here to see this.
Yeah, I hope they're here to watch this.
Listen. And so, that brings up another point. Because your talent and your confidence were at a high level, you relied on that. And that's obviously that was enough. Mm-hmm. For me, I was talented, but not at that level. So what I did, and I reflected on this, as I've gotten older, I relied on a real dislike for my opponent to drive me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, Clausell, God rest his soul. You know what I mean? That was my dude. But when we were playing, me and him used to get at it, and I genuinely did not like that dude, and I had to fuel myself. That's what fueled me. Mm-hmm. It's like it was personal. We was talking about each other's mothers. Yeah. And I'll see you after the game. And if we'd have saw each other after the game, we probably would have fought. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that's what drove me. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I have to reflect and I know that why did I play so angry? That's what drove me. And a lot of people don't have your ability and your talent, and with talent and ability comes confidence, right? Because you were, go ahead, talk to me about that.
And another thing, my cousin taught me how to play, Jerome Dixon, mm-hmm. and he always made me play. He's older than me, mm-hmm. and he always made me play with older guys. Mm-hmm. When we'd be at the boys club or something, and they'd be playing 21, he said, "Go down there and play with them." Mm-hmm. The older guys want to throw me off the court, mm-hmm. make me go back down there where the kids my age, right. But I would hang around and play with them, and he gave me that confidence, So by the time I got to high school and I'm playing with kids my age, mm-hmm. my confidence was up here. I'm I've been playing with older kids or older guys all my life, so now I know you can.
Right. Yeah.
Even for a long night, but
and you know what, man, and I bear witness to it. It was easy, man. You made it look easy too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And again, we go through things. People talk about the best and all of that, and it's okay. I'm not mad at that. Whoever, but I'm telling you, man, you made it look easy, and it was like, this dude is having a ball out here. Where I'm out there stressing, and like, how am I gonna get this done? Damn, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? And you just like, let's go, man. We good. Yeah. And I remember because it even portrayed itself in the warm-ups. We used to warm up. You'd be out there listening to Brass Construction. We out there doing our thing, and you just like, and I'm like, oh my God, damn, I gotta guard this dude. You know what I mean? So it was, you really, really, really had a good time during that time, huh?
Yeah, I love game time.
Yeah, man.
I love game time.
Yeah.
And like I used to tell you, when I get it off the glass and you flash to the middle and I fill the lane, and
that's right.
We had a connect, whereas I just yelled left, right, and I know
off and running.
Yeah, I know it was coming.
Yeah. We got to go to break, but before we go, man, I'm gonna say one more thing about the talking. People got at me and they still remind me of that and razz me about that. Mm-hmm. If they only had mic'd up back then, how they mic up players right now and they had a mic on you, they know about you too, boy. They know about you too, man.
Yeah, so, they would have heard. Listen, they would have heard a little.
Yeah, they heard a little something. They'd have been like, that Ricky got a little mouth on him too now. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we're gonna be grateful that statute of limitations is up on that. With that, we'll be right back.